Hello, YouTube. I'm Vince White. I'm an employment attorney, and today we are not answering a question, but briefly talking about an idea. I'm sure you're all aware there's been a lot of big tech layoffs recently. In fact, Twitter, I think, laid off 50% of its workforce, and many others have laid off 10% or more of their workforce, including several of the big four tech companies, right? And of course, tech has been driving the U.S. economy for a couple decades now, so this is a big deal. But somebody said to me that Twitter was a proof of concept for the idea that these big tech companies could get rid of huge percentages of their staff. Again, Twitter got rid of, I believe, 50% of its employee base. And notably, Twitter kept running. Like, everyone's like, oh, Twitter's going to break down. It's going to fall apart. And, like, in terms of business, Twitter's not doing great right now. But that's not actually got anything to do with the technology. That's from external sources. There's a lot of drama based on some business dealings. You know, Twitter was purchased, Elon Musk, and that causes a lot of frustration. The media lose their minds, and, like, there's a lot of drama going on there. But Twitter, the product, is the same. It didn't change just because half the workforce is gone. And that's really interesting academically to you and I, perhaps, but we don't own a major tech company. If we happen to be CEOs of major tech companies, we might say, you know what? That idiot Elon got rid of half his workforce. And his company's running fine. What? Why don't I do that? and I think there's something to the idea that that's what happened. Folks were like, it worked over at Twitter. The product's fine still. And then, not for nothing, their stock price doesn't take as big a hit when they're doing it in groups, right? If everybody in tech is doing major layoffs, it is less shocking to the populace, to the investors of the world. And so they get away with less of a stock hit. And so you have this kind of proof of concept and safety in numbers thing going on where the layoffs grow. And I say this, I guess, first and foremost, because I found the idea very interesting and because we've talked about the big tech layoffs quite a bit on this channel. But probably more importantly, given the ethos of this channel and the fact that we like to support workers, I'm raising the idea that, you know, usually thought workers have over the past 20 years at least, have had a major advantage over skilled workers and laborers in our economy and in our nation. And in 2023, that's really not true necessarily. Skilled workers, you know, your mechanics, your tradespeople, there's so many, your artisans, there's so many different jobs, right? Your railroad workers, your truck drivers, all these people, right? They have a lot more ability right now in this moment in 2023 to band together, to unionize, to engage in the collaborative process of organized labor than they have had in decades. They are in demand. We are not putting people in jobs the way we used to, and the nation is suffering for it, and we keep starting wars, so we need these people to come back and do their jobs desperately to keep our economy running and keep our desire for war and conquest and all these, I guess, more bombs, I don't know, things going. And so all of those jobs have power and leverage, and the more they organize, the more power collectively they have. And it's a position they have not enjoyed in decades. Not to this extent. Not to the extent that they are potentially more powerful than the thought employees, the people who code all day, right? The engineers, the software folks, the code monkeys, not to be dismissive in any way, because there's just not that much left to do, right? If you built Facebook and you needed a certain number of employees to build it, to some extent it is in fact built. There's maintenance to be done, but it's not like there's really that much in terms of new ideas going on with the platform of Facebook. Are they trying to build Meta and have this, virtual reality or augmented reality thing? Sure. But the ad platform that makes them their money is done. They may not need as many employees anymore. Right now, we're looking at somewhere between 50 and 150,000 tech employees in the streets looking for jobs. And that is terrible and difficult, and my heart goes out to those people. But that does not place them in the strongest labor position they've ever experienced. They're stronger for many, many years, decades again. They were able to basically set their wages. No, I don't want to work for that. I'm going to go work at this company over here. They're going to give me what I want. Well, hold on. What do you want? Tell us what you want. We'll make it happen, right? That was how they found a job. And in 2023, that is not going to be the case. But an experienced, talented, skilled employee who knows how to get goods around the country or knows how to fix or build or create, they're in demand. Desperately so. And it is their moment. It's their moment of power again. And I'm cheering for them. I'm cheering. You know, the fall was amazing. Striketober was exciting. But let's not lose the momentum. Organized labor is the path forward. The only path